Hey everyone, so I'd like to start off this video by saying a few things. One of those being that I've been pretty tardy with my uploads and streams lately, and well, I've had some personal issues I've been working out. I got a new puppy and like school and stuff, that kind of stuff, right? Another thing is that this is a video I'm doing as a presentation in my gaming class at my high school, actually. So that's like pretty neat. I'm gonna put it on my YouTube channel too, cause I'm lazy and reuse my work. Anyways, on with the show. I'm probably also not gonna make this video any differently than I would otherwise, so this isn't even really important. Though I may tone back some things. Part 1, the story. There isn't one, you fucking idiot. Part 2, the gameplay. So in the Culling, you play as a very fit, usually pantsless person that needs to survive a Hunger Games-like game show by doing what, you may ask? Slaughtering every other muscular, probably also pantsless person. Well, why didn't you just say that? Now that we know what we need to do, we now need to know how to do it. And I'm gonna tell you how. So before you try to hopelessly defend yourself with some piece of shit weapon you made out of a few rocks on the ground, you need to first create your character. I'm also gonna tell you how to do that. So to create your character, well, you just go to the Customize tab, and from there you can change a few things. Your perks, your airdrop, and the best part, your outfit. Now this part is very limited before you unlock more stuff, but for now you can at least pick your character's gender until you start winning some games. The better you do, the better drop you're gonna get, well, generally. And if you get slaughtered in the first 3 seconds of the match starting, then you aren't getting shit. So you've created your character, got your glass filled with cleaning solution, and now it's time to find the queue for a match. Now to do this, you simply go to the Play tab. Now there's a few options here, but as this is an early access game on Steam, it's not finished, and not everything's gonna be available all the time. But the two standard game modes are Teams and Free For All. So these are pretty self-explanatory, but for the idiots. Free For All is everybody versus everybody. But you can't team up with people in advance of the match, because that's cheating. So that's what the other game mode's for. Teams. In teams, you can invite a partner of your choice, or queue up for a random one, and then just join a match. If you are partnered with someone in a group before you hit the queue, you'll then be matched up with them in the game. Isn't it cool how that works? So this is where the decision has to be made, right? Free for all or teams. Now if you're like me and none of your cheap ass friends have 15 bucks, then you're going to be playing with randoms. This usually won't affect you much unless you pick teams. Now in teams, the random teammate can either be a good thing or a very, very bad thing, like the basement movies my uncle used to make. Now, I've only played with randoms, right? So I've seen both ends of the spectrum. Both extreme ends. So you can join a match like I have before and just be completely carried. The guy will be completely better than you on your team, and he will just bring you to victory. You won't even have to do anything, Shoot a few people with a blowgun in the kneecaps, make them vomit. It's good, right? But uh before you start doing that, you gotta make sure it's actually a good teammate, though, and not one of the bad ones. I've played with people that have had 5 health, and while running away from someone, literally fell off a cliff and died. I wish I had the clip of this, and I could go out and try to reenact it, but I genuinely don't think I will ever encounter a human being that dumb again. He was so unbelievably stupid. It was kind of incredible. I was impressed, to be honest. But yeah, sometimes people got me feeling like the idiots. The thing I like about this game is you can completely outplay people, and I'm gonna tell you how. So for anything, the number one tip I have for you to outplay people in this game is take off your pants. It will give you a 10% boost to your stamina. If you were listening to me earlier in the video, that's why I was saying everybody was pantsless. Trust me, it's actually real. This may or may not be true. So I'm going to show you an example of a good loadout and a bad loadout. Perks, airdrops, don't matter. All that matters, outfit. None of this matters. I mean, this is a pretty good looking outfit, right? So, what's the problem with it, you might ask? Do you see it yet? I'll give you a second. Look a little closer. Do you see it? I'm going to point it out for you. It's this. We're wearing pants. That's better. So now that we're 100% prepared, you may be asking yourself, what the fuck do I do? As you are sat there, pantsless, in the middle of the wilderness, with a possible teammate, literally in Africa, so far away from you. It doesn't even seem like a feasible option to try and find them. Well, I'm gonna tell you what to do. I see a pattern. I feel like I've said that a lot. Regardless, step 1, get the crafting. So, the most basic crafting recipe to start yourself off with is a knife. If you pick up a rock, put it against another rock, it makes a knife. That's how it works. Depending on the perks you took, you might be better at using a specific weapon. So you might want a spear instead. To make a spear, you combine a piece of wood with the 2 rocks that you made a knife out of. No, yeah, that's perfect. That makes sense. Now, there's many other crafting recipes, but this is the basic stuff. I won't go into too much detail. There's other stuff like, 2 pieces of wood equals a bandage. I studied a little bit there. And, from there you can build things out of that. It's quite complex, but once you have everything, it isn't that hard to grasp. So the next important gameplay element I'm going to cover is perks. So you briefly saw those in that little clip earlier, and I've probably mentioned them a few times throughout this review so far. If not, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm kind of a piece of garbage. Anyways, so the perks, you can have 3 at a time, and you can pick any ones you want. These range from just giving you a small health boost to making you more efficient with your stamina with certain weapons. So it's pretty neat. You can tailor how you play to however you want to play, and it's pretty cool. I like it. There's also an airdrop system that you can call in once you have a certain amount of the in-game currency, which is called funk. You guess how you get that? You guessed it. You kill people, or you pick up the remains of the people that died in the last match. Now, airdrops prices can range on this currency. Obviously, the ones that are better usually have the most in them. You can pick whatever airdrop you want before the game starts, well, from the selection you have. What do I mean by that? We'll get into that. So, you can also pick an airdrop called Surprise Me. I'll call it a random airdrop. However, this isn't limited to your selection. It's limited to any airdrop in the game. So if you are the one who successfully opens an airdrop crate, and it isn't already in your library of airdrops, it'll be added to them. I think this is really neat because it goes well with the perk system and rewards you for doing good, unlike some other games I know. So now that you have some knowledge on crafting weapons and basic survival, you're going to need to know what to do. So probably just avoid people if you're first starting to play. Find a nice building, chill out, maybe find a few weapons, and when you get stronger, go scalp those motherfuckers! So, when you actually encounter an enemy, or, that isn't your retarded teammate, well, usually, then you need to fight them, unless you want to run away, which I don't blame you. Some people are extremely scary. So when you actually are fighting people, there's a few things you can do. So you work off stamina. When you run, it takes up stamina. When you swing your weapon or punch, it takes up some stamina. You know, basic things like. So you can block with the right mouse button, and you can attack and charge up attacks by holding down the left mouse button. And you can just tap it if you want to swing fast. But that's boring. If you hit someone from behind with a weapon, which is actually very useful in teamfight scenarios, then it'll do increased damage. There's even perks that synergize with backstab damage, which is pretty neato. So if you hit someone while they're blocking, you're gonna get staggered, which gives them an opportunity to hit you. If you push someone while they're blocking, which you can do with the Q button, which, surprise, surprise, also takes up stamina, then it'll break their guard and stagger them. Then you have the opportunity to get in a few hits on them. If you push someone that isn't blocking, then it'll just do a small amount of damage, or just to hit them. So this is a nice risk-reward scenario. Some players are going to be super defensive and just completely overwhelmed by other players. Or, if they're crafty, could set up traps and lure people into them. I really like this game because you can be really ingenuity. You can put punji sticks down. You can put caltrops down. You can put snares down. You can make people want to drink bleach almost as much as I do. And don't get me fucking started on the blowgun! So I think we've covered enough about the gameplay, and we should move on to the next part. The graphics. Now, the graphics in this game are pretty good. They kind of looked like shit before they put in like all the shaders and stuff, but now everything looks pretty good. I often find myself even getting lost in the environments, which can be a really bad thing sometimes. Hey, look how pretty this roof is. The sun's reflecting off it and stuff. It's really neat. Man, those trees and stuff are really pretty. Look at them in the wind. Ah, shit! Part, the last one. So to conclude this review, I'd just like to say that this game is very fun, especially with friends, and that I definitely recommend it. It's already taken 18 hours of my life so far, and will probably consume much more. As a last note, I think everyone that can give this game a shot should definitely do it, because it's a lot of fun. I was into the survival games like H1Z1 and DayZ, but this game definitely changed my perspective.